echinacea, calendula, chamomile, and lavender. I'm getting ready to ferment and pickle some cucumbers. And I'm also making all different kinds of herbal teas and remedies. This is almost dried. Here's a finished one. I wanted you to see the difference between the one that I processed and made as compared to echinacea that I purchased. It doesn't even compare. I mean, look at the difference. Quite a bit of difference. It's always better to do it yourself if you can, because you're going to get a better product than what someone's selling, because they always cut corners, and you know, it's all about the almighty dollar. Not a good product, really. I mean, this is echinacea, but just mostly stems and leaves and hardly any of the flowers. So it has been so ungodly hot here. Oh my goodness, it's hard to go out and work in the garden. You have to take it very, very slow, or you will have a heat stroke. This is supposed to be the last day of the brutal weather, they say anyway. But it has been very, very hot here. To say the very least about it. I had to move that because it came crashing down because the humidity in the air had made the ground so loose that the pots just made it come tumbling down, so I stuck it in there in the bricks to give it a little bit of support. Oh, somebody's basketball's in my garden. I'm gonna guess that's the neighbor boys. The neighbors. My rhubarb over here isn't faring very well. But it's still alive. It'll be a few years before I think it gets big and produces anything of substantial. I need to get out here and trim this all back. Obviously the season's over for blackberries, so after the season's done I always trim it way back. So, you know, like I said, it's just been so hot here, you can only do so much and then you have to go in. The zucchinis that I planted over there on the side, they got diseased, they got mold on them, and so I just tore them all up. But I've got one growing out here that kind of surprised me because I thought I was just planting an okra, and there is an okra in here. It's right here. It's been kind of taken over by the zucchini, which is fine because, well, I had to pull all of those because they got mold disease with mold. That's been happening a lot, and I blame it on the aerosol spraying. You know, this happens when it lands. The metals land on the plant, and then a lot of times it causes mold, a mold problem. I've got a lot of cucumbers still out here to be picked. And beets. Too bad it wasn't that easy just to pull out this wickedness that has planted itself in our garden. Wouldn't that be nice if it was that easy? Wouldn't that be lovely? Well, all I see is a black screen, guys, so I don't even know if you see what I'm doing here. As usual. So today I'm going to plant in the spot where the zucchini that went bad on me. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one, huh? A nice one. Yeah, I'm gonna plant some parsnips and carrots, and I got plenty of time to pull all these beets and plant some carrots, some more beets and parsnips. The root vegetables are pretty hardy and don't seem to be as affected by what's going on here. Which is nice. See all those baby ones that I laid down a while back. If I get these the bigger ones up out of the way, they can start taking off. Well, this silly thing. Yeah, that sun is very bright. So there's a lot more that I need to pick, but I'm not gonna do it whilst I'm recording, but I just wanted to show you how the beets are coming along. And you've seen the cucumbers in there. Lots of cucumbers. Yeah, the snow peas are done. So I tore them out. And I'll plant something there. And instead, I've had a few, a few red cherries so far, and they're so delicious too. I'm just waiting on the bigger ones to turn red, and there's a lot of them. They just need to start turning for me. Start turning green, or they're green, and they need to start turning red for me. Oh, but this gosh darn thing, come on, work with me. Can you see it? Yeah, they're all on there, tons of them. They just need to turn. And I've gotten several jalapenos. I've gotten several jalapenos. See, those old jalapenos. I have a weird story about jalapenos. This guy put one of these in his girlfriend's hoo-ha when she was sleeping. Believe it or not, she married him. God, I don't know that I would have. That was a terrible joke. Oh, I mean, what a weirdo. Could you imagine waking up to that? That guy would have been really, really hurting. I don't even know why I told you that. It's so disgusting. But I every time I pick a jalapeno, I think of that dumbass. And what he did to his girlfriend, his wife now. Oh, God, people. So I might pick some of these for my fermenting and pickling. Oh gosh, the Thai basil finally took off. If you remember how sad that looked there for a while. These are seeds here. I should collect these. Yeah, the heat has brought on a lot of bolting and flowering real quick, like overnight. So I had to pull out of stuff. This is supposed to be the last day of this ungodliness. I mean, I'm already sweating. Here's that one flower that looks like it's from another planet. It's finally starting to get big, and I dropped some seeds down too, and they're all starting to sprout up over there too. This reminds me of this weed. I don't know what it's called, but you can eat it. But it's a flower that I planted, but I swear it looks just like these weeds that are edible that you can eat. That's the yellow squash there, and then more cucumbers. More cucumbers. And then the Thai peppers and chili peppers. And there is a few things in here like this eggplant. The eggplants that I planted in that pot out back, they started producing eggplants, and then they just dried up and died off, and it hasn't grown or done anything since. So who knows? I don't know if it's because it was in too small of a pot or what. Oh, there's a bee buzzing in my ear. There's a bee buzzing in my ear. It's supposed to rain late tonight and tomorrow, so I watered a little bit yesterday. Everything was so sad. My pie pumpkins over here looked like wilted spinach in a pot. Actually, this one over here is kind of still looking that ways. But the rest of them have perked back up, it would seem. Corn is taller than me. I told you that purple Russian kale would come back and look like I didn't even chop on it. I need to come out and chop it again for consumption. I need to cut back some of that peppermint too. I haven't actually harvested any and dehydrated any of that yet. I got spearmint and what else? Chocolate mint. A few spearmint. Which ones? I got spearmint. What else? Peppermint. I don't remember. I have to go in there and look. These have grown a little bit since I put them in the ground. Not a whole lot. The few marigolds from the seeds I collected right here. I didn't hardly plant any of those this year. Oh well. Maybe next year. The seeds will still be good next year. Sweet marjoram and asparagus. I just let them all fern out over there so that they'll be very abundant next season if we're privileged to have another season. And the beautiful fig tree. Look at it. It's bushing out down there even. I can't tell if it's showing yet or not. I just see a black screen. A black screen. Come on, meow. There we go. See, it's. I'm gonna have to, you know, keep it somewhat short and bushy because it's gonna have to come inside along with the lemon and the lime trees because they will not survive our brutal winters. Nope. But I'm glad it's starting to bush out. So that's where I cut it when I brought it out and they sprayed and it really messed it up bad, so I cut it back where it was really messed up, and then it shot off here, and then it just started shooting sprouts everywhere. So when I bring it in, I'll probably have to cut it back again. Not happy that I have to do that, but I'm gonna have to keep it short to, you know, stay under the lights inside. And my poor rose bushes that I had in there got mites. Actually, they're looking a little bit better than what they did. I mean, it just happened so fast. And I know how that happened. Tomato plants always have mites. And I brought them to them, nothing in the garden, and then went to them. And yeah. So the chamomile that I was harvesting over here, finally just, you know, it did what it could do, and then it died off, and I planted some more, so. But it was the ones that were giving me all the chamomile were like in these bald spots. But that will be big like it was before you know it. Yeah, there's the asparagus that I'm letting fern out. And I actually put roots in there too of the asparagus. So next year I'll actually have asparagus. I'll have some asparagus. That potato plant and that potato plant, I could go ahead and obviously dig the potatoes out now They went in, early. And I already processed all the ones that were in the buckets. The lettuce over there is doing great, which I am just chalking it up for it being over in this corner and all the shade, because usually in this kind of heat, lettuce bolts real fast, like, and it's real yummy. It's real yummy. And I threw some more parsnip seeds and various little things up in here, some celery and peppers. I had to pull the broccoli and the Brussels sprouts because they bolted. The heat was just awful. This is the Napa cabbage, which I don't know, you'd think there'd be more of a cabbage on it than that at this point. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but look at all that calendula that's coming up. I cut back all the dill that was there, that's on the table, and it was really shading it, and like in a few days, I mean, it grew like twice its size. And I have gotten some green beans off of these bean pole runners, off the Blue Lake. These plants here, my dinosaur kale, and then the collard greens and the arugula I've been picking as needed, as desired. Haven't done any char yet. Probably should, because it's looking like you need to cut me. You need to cut me and eat me. Yeah, this is I mean, it had them on it, and then they just dried up like a raisin, and I don't know. Put some leeks in here. Looks like something's been eating the frack out of them. Oh, look at that. What the heck? What the heck? Yeah, I definitely gotta get out here and cut this blackberry bush back. And it's something I noticed about the birdhouse gourds. They're flowering, but no fruit's coming on. Nada. The flowers are just drying up and leaving me with nothing. I don't know what's going on there. Don't know. And I've processed, since last time I talked to you, I've cut on this 3 times now, and it just keeps, the more I cut, the more it keeps producing more, it seems. So the more you cut on it, the more flowers you get, it appears, because it has new growth everywhere, new flowers everywhere. Yeah, slowly but surely things are getting cleaned up. It doesn't feel like it at times, but deep down I know better than that. But I was thinking about the totem pole and how your average person, when they look at the totem pole, their eye always goes to the top and that which is on top, and technically, you know, the only reason why it's on top is that which is holding it up. And humanity has been holding up some really nasty, wicked beings. And, you know, a lot of them have been escorted out of the picture. However, it's a big totem pole. And even some of us humans here on the bottom holding it all up aren't very nice beings, if you get my meaning. You know, the cleanup can't happen fast enough as far as I'm concerned, but we didn't get here overnight, and so cleanup is not going to happen overnight, and it's being cleaned up where this will never happen again here, ever again. So, blessed be.